galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of man. This is the Age of Darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the vengeful spirit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy podcast. My name is Jesse. I'm here tonight with Austin. How's it going, Austin?
Hey, it's going pretty good.
Yep, it's Monday night out here. We all survived, got through the other side of the Facebook outage of 2021.
For now.
Yeah, the first Facebook outage of 2021. But luckily, Warhammer Community wasn't down, and they gave us a lovely little exemplary battle for the Horus Heresy again.
Yeah, I'm really liking these. They're delightful.
Yeah, they scratched that itch, that little drip feed that we've been begging for a while now. Yeah, this one is Night Lords and Ultramarines, the Defense of Sotha.
Yeah, right out of that book.
So again, really cool. This one here, I said, talking about the Battle of Sotha from the Horus Heresy novel Pharos. It's really cool.
Which
and,
is, I haven't reread it as much as I've reread some of the other ones, probably because it was kind of late, in the series. And it's just so much to get through to get back to it. But it is a super good book.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. One, they gave us the Atramentar.
Yeah,
Atramentar. However you pronounce it.
Who knows?
Pull up this PDF here, which I really like. It's been a nice little pleasant surprise to have these little exemplary battles show up.
Yeah, there's something that I've been wanting kind of throughout the whole, ever since 30K became a thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they take their time with the black books and that it takes forever. And I'm cognizant that takes forever.
Yeah.
But part of me kind of wishes that each black book had taken another month or two because they had somebody popping, one of these out every 3 or 4 weeks just to keep us, keep things fresh.
That's a lot of lore there too.
That is true. There's a shit ton of good lore.
Yeah. That's a cool thing. Pages and pages of it for each one so far.
No, I was about to say, what's interesting to me is I haven't read the fluff for this one all the way through. I read the other one. And it doesn't seem to just be a copy and paste from anything out of the black books or anywhere else that I can tell.
Yeah,
so
I don't think they talked about Sotha.
Yeah.
So
Even though the story is kind of known, if you've read Pharos,
yeah, they go into a little more detail.
A few little nuggets that I don't recall from the books. It's just nice.
Historical perspective too, as opposed to, narrative, first person, third
seeing
person.
It live, yeah.
But yeah, so the new unit for this particular PDF is the Night Lords Atramentar Squad.
Yeah.
So the Night Lords Atramentar Squad, we're going to go right into it. First and foremost, it's an elite unit. As composed of a base of 5 models, 4 Atramentar, and then 1 Atramentar Trucidor.
It's Latin, and God, this proves that history majors can find jobs. Because it's a Latin word that means I slaughter or cut to pieces or kill in a cruel way.
Oh, well, right on the nose then.
Right?
Yeah, so the unit, they are infantry character for the Trucidor, with a stat block of weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 2 attacks for your base Atramentar, and 3 for your Trucidor, and leadership 8 and 9 respectively as well. They come in Tartarus Pattern Terminator armor, so we have the 2-up, 5-up save, war gear, combi bolter, a power weapon of any type, which is cool. Again, the Tartarus Pattern Terminator armor, teleportation transponder, and trophies of judgment. They have special rules for Legionis Astartes Night Lords, implacable advance, also really nice, cloaked in murder, which I guess, Yeah, all Terminators have Implacable Advance, so still nice. But Cloaked in Murder and Sworn Loyalty. So, Cloaked in Murder, any successful charge made against a unit that includes models with this special rule and that is not already engaged in combat counts as disordered, which is...
This is so good.
That's really handy, especially against Terminators. Especially against the Tartarus Terminators, because...
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's kind of your standard plan, right? What do you do when you see Terminators? You drown them in bodies, right?
Yep. Yeah, if you don't have the bolter fire, you drown them in bodies.
You charge them with a bunch of Grey Slayers that get friggin' 4 attacks in the charge if you do it right. Or they're disordered, and you just can't possibly do it right because they're disordered. Or, hey, that other nasty Terminator Death Star, it decides to jump you. Well, no sweat off your back, right? They're disordered. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So yeah, I super like that rule for them. Mm-hmm. Their other one's Sworn Loyalty. Night Lord's Atrematar squads may be selected as troop choices in any detachment that includes Sevatar, but only if Sevatar has been chosen as the warlord for that army, and count as Legion Terminator squads for purposes of the Master of the Atrematar special rule.
Okay.
In addition, Atrematar squads are no longer scoring units for the purposes of capturing objectives should the warlord of the army they are part of be removed as a casualty. Because it's embarrassing when you don't do your job right, even for Night Lords.
Yep. They all freak out and start pointing fingers at each other.
Yeah. Or start plotting murders to see which of them is going to take over next.
Yeah, exactly. So let's dig deep into these options they can take. And the first one is...
First one's huge.
Yeah, first one's huge and unprecedented. This squad may take up to 15 additional Atrementar for 30 points each. Up to 15. A 20-man Terminator squadron.
It's so many, Jesse.
It's so goddamn many.
It's so goddamn many.
And sounds fun as hell.
Yeah.
If you play Centurion, watch out. Look out for this.
Yeah, and just, shove them in a Mastodon. You can finally fit one whole unit in a Mastodon. It is expensive, though, right? If you have 20 of them, this is your Death Star because it's 720 points.
Yeah, if you don't take any other options.
Base. But that is 20 Terminators with, whatever power weapons you care to give them. It's a solid investment.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention they have trophies, of judgment, so they give fear.
Mm-hmm.
And while it might be risky, especially with 20 men, you can teleport them.
Hey man, just have somebody on the other end with a Nuncio Vox. It'll be fine.
Get a Nuncio Vox, get a command Rhino, which is sweet. Then you can deep strike for within 24 inches without scattering, which is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And command Rhinos are cheap.
Yeah, 100 points. And you get a little orbital bombardment there for kicks too.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
And I think even though 720 points, that's a shit ton of points.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, cheaper than getting 20 Terminators any other way.
Probably. Well, yeah, I have to do the math, but
I don't think there are other Terminators cheaper than 30 points each.
Yeah, 30 points for a Terminator, and and like I said, they come with trophies of judgment and teleport transponders. That seems like a steal to me.
Well, and then it's just the fact that you're not paying that base cost, right? Because that 270, hold on, doing math, means that the 5 of them, if you just take a 5-man, they're 54 points a Terminator.
Yeah. So get your massive discount. Yeah.
And what did we just say? That was 7. Oh God, math
720. I want to say it was
720, right?
Yeah. I did the math this morning, but I've forgotten it.
I believe you. We all believe you. Yeah. So that brings their cost down to 36 points a Terminator if you have a 20-man squad, which is kind of a steal, right? Most bespoke Terminator squads, I feel, are running somewhere in the 40s per Terminator.
Ooh, I don't know if they're that expensive. I know some of the more the fancier Terminators can be, but
35 to 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Just go straight for it.
It's really good.
And what is... I wish I had the rule in front of me, but I'm too lazy to go get up and get my friggin' book. For Pride of the Legion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do these count?
I'm pretty sure, because I think there is some stipulation there, but stand by and I'll be able to tell you here.
Yeah, like I'm not entirely sure how that rule is worded.
Yeah. It's usually been, if you have special Legion Terminators, you can use them in place of them, but let's see. I don't even know where I can find it anymore. Let's see. Here we go. Pride of the Legion. Yeah, so Legion Veteran Tactical Squads and Terminator Squads are troop choices in the Force, and units of either of these types must be selected as the Force's compulsory troops choices. This also includes any Legion-specific Terminator Squads, which are also elite choices. That sounds pretty black and white to me.
Yeah, no, that's solidly in. So let me see here.
So for some reason you didn't want Sevatar. So
I've got a fun story for you.
Yeah.
So call them 750 points a squad. Give them a little bit of something.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't gone through all the options yet, but go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, we'll get there. That means that you can bring 3 of them in a 2,500 point list. With 250 points plus, another like 60 of playing around money to stick that Primarch in there.
Primarch or Praetor?
Maybe either one. How much is good old Night Haunter?
Probably not 250 points. I imagine he'd be a lot more than that.
But he's garbage.
Either way, in the 300s. Anyway,
either way, yeah. I don't, and I wish I'd bothered to look up like Sevatar's points.
We started recording this right off the cuff because we were like, we can finally talk to each other after 6 hours. Quick.
We got excited. Facebook is back. Quick. Set up a podcast meeting.
Yeah. And everybody write down their goddamn phone numbers this time.
Ugh. It's all going on a Rolodex. Mac had it right. Just an actual physical Rolodex. Nobody's hacking that.
All right. You know your name and phone number in all sorts of different places on the internet already.
Yeah, but when the internet's down, you'll never find it.
Fair.
But yeah, so they've got some other fun stuff. For every 5 models, you can exchange your Combi Bolter for either a Heavy Flamer at 10 points or a Reaper Autocannon or Plasma Blaster at 15 points for both of those. Mm-hmm. So, your fairly standard Termi upgrades. Yeah. Yep. But then any Atramantar and or the Trucidor may exchange their Combi Bolter for a Combi Weapon for 7 points or a Volkite Charger for 7 points.
Combi Grenade Launcher.
Which is great.
Times 20. And just be a complete dick about it.
I mean, you could be a big dick about it. Yeah, Jesse. But you know what? I'd also shove a couple of Combi Flamers in there. Mm-hmm. Just to add insult to injury if somebody tries to charge me. Like, you're disordered. P.S. Take fire. Throw a couple of Meltas in.
I would spend the extra 3 points and get the Heavy Flamer. Personally, yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, if I'm worried about that,
right? Just for some extra FU. Yeah. Some Combi Melta, not really for anti-tank because you got 20 Terminators. It feels a waste to have a couple of Combi Meltas in there, but to give like a peer equivalent, a little taste of something before you get into combat, right? Like,
right. If you got some particularly nasty elite unit coming at you, you can
some Cataphracti or Deathsworn you want to take down a couple of before things get started.
Some character HQ unit you just want to instant kill just for the laughs.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Then they also have you can get the Nostroman Chain Glaive for free, which is nice. Power Fist for 5, Lightning Claw for 5 each. Chain Fist for 10 points, and a Thunderhammer for 15. And the Atramantar or the Trucidor may exchange both Power Weapon and Combi Bolter for a pair of Lightning Claws at 15, and the Trucidor may take the following: a Grenade Harness for 10 points and a Headsman's Axe for 10.
You wouldn't happen to have the Night Lord stuff up to tell me what a Headsman's Axe is, huh?
I know it's nasty. I've been trying to do that in between talking.
Damn,
know
I
it's-
thought I'd given you enough time.
No, I'm paying too much attention everywhere else. But yeah, I do know the Headsman Axe is really stupid because I remember looking and like, oh, my Tyrannic Greatsword, that's not as cool.
Oh.
Headsman's Axe, Strength ×2, AP3. Okay, so they're both AP3. Melee, two-handed, rending. Okay,
You
so
like
this
that.
one has rending, and it's a Strength 8 weapon, effectively. So, instant death for most part.
I do like that. I like that. And the Nostraman Scythe, since I assume you're right there.
The Changlaive?
Or, yeah, the Changlaive, sorry.
Yep, Strength +1, AP3, Melee, two-handed, and rending.
Got for free?
Yeah,
That's
almost like the better choice.
that might
for
be
a
the
lot
move,
of
right?
power weapons.
Like, do that and maybe like a couple of Thunderhammers for if, just so they can't get tar pitted by dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Just
Yep. Or a
give
couple
the Trucidor a Headman's Axe and just go to work.
Yeah, with 20 models. Good. All right, let's. No, I don't feel like doing the math right now, but you could start racking up some serious points if you really want to get fancy with it. But the Nostraman Changlaive is for free.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the majority of your weaponry on that crew.
Yeah, so like
Hitting that Strength 5, AP3 with rending, you're
Mhm.
going to make most infantry units have a bad day.
yeah, and like stick, you're probably looking at 40 points of upgrade. Well, 50, you give them the grenade harness, right? You got to do that.
Yeah.
And then a couple of Thunderhammers, because that should be sufficient to handle a dreadnought that, jumps out at
You're
you.
looking at around 800 points if you want to get a nice.
Yeah, if
solid
you want to
hit
go
for
crazy
20-man squad.
for a 20-man squad. But I think 760 is like a very doable, right? Couple of Thunderhammers, Headsman's Axe, grenade harness.
And get an apothecary just for the sheer lulz of it too.
Oh, fuck yeah. God, that's another hidden cost saver of taking 20 Terminators in the squad, right? Like normally that would take 2 apothecaries, but now you do it for 1.
That's a good point.
Whew. Yeah, I like these guys a lot. I like them a lot. Steven's already talking about doing them.
Sure he is.
Which you were a fool to sell your other Night Lords, and now look at you.
Yep, now how Caro has all of them.
Now Caro has them all, and she's 40 Terminators and Sevatar away from making us all regret it.
It's true. The collection only grows. But yeah, very cool unit. I know if I was a Night Lords player, I'd be pretty happy with that. But
Yeah.
then again,
and
I don't ask for much these days. I'm not a very picky person, so.
Also, speaking of not asking for much, so GW does not appear to be doing bespoke models for these.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be a thing. But it looks like they took a guy. Was it Instagram that these were posted before?
Potentially, but from what they said in the box, it does say they were built and painted by members of the studio staff. So it might have been studio people.
Yeah,
who actually,
studio guy's Instagram or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it's a converted. Well, the one unit is very basic, right?
There's 2 sets of conversions.
Nothing wrong with that. Lord knows. I do like a good basic Terminator myself, but these other ones, they've got the Night Lord Terminator kind of upgrade kit going on, or
The content.
and then and then one of the pauldrons is a Sigmarine pauldron, and it looks real fucking good.
I never really looked too hard at those pauldrons, but honestly, they fit pretty well. They're slightly big, but honestly, if you're going to be an elite unit, you're going to have a big pauldron.
Yeah, right. Like World of Warcraft was based on GW stuff, like, and it shows, right? Yeah, which is also great, right? Because now it's just go forth, Night Lords players. Hell, you had 20 friggin' Tartaros Terminators sitting around because you just thought they were cool. Go for it.
It's your lucky day.
You can run them as a Trematar now, and nobody can say anything because they don't have models. And there's also a really cool little mission.
Yeah, let's see here. This Sothopoulos Burns legendary mission.
Yep.
So this one, it's just a single mission, not like the last one where it was 3 missions. Which one of our friends Michael came by on Thursday last week, and I used some of Caro's Alpha Legion, and he had his own Imperial Fists army, and we played a little bit of the first mission, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It's nice having actual, bespoke units to actually play in the mission, so.
Yeah.
He did not bring any of the Huskarls yet, but might be saving that for next time.
Or that's the problem when you have to go,
round 3.
Get a whole new unit together.
Yeah. Got to get Storm Shields and Tartaros.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they can take any one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't hold us to that, listeners.
Yeah. But yeah, for this one, mission is Honor and Duty. And it basically depicts the last stand of the Ultramarines at Attican Square against the Night Lords. So you have Night Lords player as attacker and Ultramarines as defenders. And a defender must take one fortification choice and may take more than one if their chosen force organization chart allows, which you don't see the use of fortifications very often in missions.
Yeah, which is a shame, because I do like that for a flavor thing.
I do like a good fortification.
Yep. Sometimes I put my Warhound on top of them.
Setting up the game. So, let's see. This plays on a 6x4. It's got a weird, like a chevron.
Chevron deployment zone. It's like the attackers so it's from the narrow board edges. The attacker gets 12 inches, and then the deployment zone comes to a point after that to the middle of the table. Then there's a 24-inch gap between that zone and the defender's deployment zone.
Yep.
So the defender's is kind of like a not inverted triangle. It's fucking weird. Go download it.
Yeah, it's free. It's free.
It's free. It's fine.
But it's an interesting deployment. Haven't seen that very often.
Yeah, it's a very non-standard deployment zone, which I'm a fan of, right? Like, been playing this game a long time, been playing 40K a distressing amount of time. So I like a weird deployment zone every now and then. And then they give you some advice for the terrain for it.
Yeah, which I think is really cool. How to make it a narrative, which is pretty neat.
It says the defender's deployment zone should represent a sector of the Attican Square itself, with enough clear space to allow the deployment of fortifications, and an imposing piece of terrain such as the Battle Sanctum can be used in conjunction with other terrain to represent the point of the defender's last stand.
What was the Battle Sanctum?
That's the big building one.
It is. It's the one that came down. It's the one that has the giant Sister of Battle in the front.
Yeah.
It's like that big thing.
Yes, the big thing.
That big thing.
I know we're doing a great job of describing this. And then the rest of the battlefield should be sort of urban, blown to hell kind of terrain, which, let's face it, every nerd with a gaming table has.
Yeah, everybody's got ruins.
Which is nice. Everybody's got ruins. Every FLGS has ruins. So that's nice. Then standard, roll to see who goes first. The attacker may deploy up to half their units as normal. For every other unit, roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, they can be deployed as normal. On a 4 to 6, they must enter reserves, which is interesting. Because then once the game begins, the attacker should make reserve rolls for units of different types in the following order, starting on the indicated turn. So from turn 2 onwards, just troops and fast attack on turn 2. Turn 3 onwards, you then add elites, HQ, heavy support. And then on turn 4, everything comes on automatically that hasn't showed up already. So it's a little hurtful. Because, normally things are kind of everybody's on turn 3 and most stuff is on turn 2, right? Especially if you're banking on those reserves. It
is interesting.
Have a command rhino, have something to manipulate your reserves a little bit, make sure everybody gets in a timely manner.
We'll say, and with this one, you get to deploy half your units in the force. It's by units, not by points.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you can still choose whatever units you want as that half, which helps out. So
Yeah, it's true.
you
So
may want to
can-
throw all your elites and HQ in front.
Yeah, just deploy your heavy support, elites HQ on the table, and then hope your troops in fast attack come on early. And then when the attacker's reserves become available, they interplay from the attacker's table edge. So they got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, playing on the short edges. And then first turn, the player who deploys first also has first turn, just like normal. And then it uses variable game length.
Maybe another reason to have the Adormentar have the deep strike rule, or the teleportation transponders.
Just for this mission. Nothing says F you like Terminators deep striking in turn 3.
Yep. Turn 2, they're troops.
Oh yeah, you bring 7, they're troops.
Mm-hmm. Or probably the Legion.
Yeah.
Ooh, nasty.
Delightful unit.
So yeah, victory conditions here. Vowing to take no backward step, the defenders choose to make their stand and cut down as many of their assailants as they can before they themselves fall. The attackers have no such noble goals and simply seek to slaughter and desecrate those that stand before them as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's a killing game. 1 victory point for each friendly scoring unit that is wholly within a defender's deployment zone at the end of the game.
Yep. And then the defender scores 1 victory point for each enemy unit that has been completely destroyed.
Okay, so yeah, that's kind of weird. They say that, but the attackers, their primary objective is for the attackers to get in there into the zone, not for killing. So I take that back.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
but the defenders is all about killing, which could make it also difficult if you do take a 20-man Adormentar squadron and all that killing for 1 victory point after you defeat that 20-man squadron.
nuke this 20-man Terminator squad with an apothecary. Congratulations, you've scored 1 VP.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't miss any, because guess what? They've deep struck into your deployment zone and are scoring 1 VP.
Yeah, I guess that is the balance. You get that 20-man squadron, it's still only worth 1 victory point. So
that's true. And then the standard units falling back at the end of the game and units that are not on the board count as destroyed for the purpose of the mission.
Nice.
Then there are some secondaries: Slay the Warlord, First Blood, kind of normal. Last Man Standing, the side with the greatest number of surviving units at the end of the game gains an extra VP.
That's fun. That's fun. And Hold Fast. For each additional turn after turn 4 that the game continues, the defender gains an additional victory point. If at the end of the game the amount of victory points is tied, the defender may claim a Pyrrhic victory if there are any friendly models, not including fortifications, remaining in their deployment zone. And it also includes night fighting and reserves. This is actually a pretty fun mission. I'm not super huge on the actual layout of the deployment, but I would definitely play this type of game.
Yeah, and it also doesn't necessarily imply anybody has to live through it.
Oh no, they expect slaughter.
Like, if the game goes until turn 6, and you're the defender, and you've killed all but 2 of the enemy units, guess what? Pyrrhic victory to you!
Yeah. And speaking of which, variable game length rules. So,
yeah. So that's a fun one. I mean, rough if the game ends on turn 4, rough if the game ends on turn 6, depending on whose side you're on.
Yeah.
But certainly an interesting one. And I do like asymmetric missions where everybody's not trying to do the same thing. That's as I've become an old grognard in my gaming, I appreciate more and more scenarios where the attacker is trying to do X and the defender is trying to do Y, rather than both sides roll up and like, all right, well, it's kill points. Or, hey, claim these 4 objectives, or, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
Just leads to more thinking.
God knows we have enough of that.
It's true. Book learning. That's what it's all about. Stay in school and you too can figure out how to beat 60 Atremetar in a 3,000 point game.
Typhon Siege Tank would like to say hello.
Right. Well, they're deep striking, so they'll be a good target.
Yeah.
Provided they don't bring those multi-meltas with them when they come in.
Ugh. Yeah. I might as well just take out the, what do I have? I got the Typhon sitting there, but I have the Falchion too.
Mm-hmm. That's why you bubble wrap your tanks in 200 worthless bodies.
The enemy kill, but so many.
You can't possibly deep strike close enough to take him out with multi-meltas. There's 18 inches of ablative wounds in the way.
Of course, I have a feeling the Night Lords wouldn't complain at that.
Look, the Night Lords have complained about that.
That's true.
That's
right.
given Night Haunter the bayonet before.
That's true. And Nova.
Yeah.
Old Nova.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a nice little Monday morning pick-me-up that I seriously needed this week.
Yeah, it was delightful. It was delightful. And the other pick-me-up, I know we're not a 40K podcast. It's fine. But the new Black Templar guy, I'm not going to talk about the Primaris. Nobody cares. I mean, like 40K is fine. I'm not hating on anybody, but like, I don't care.
It's not what you play.
It's not what I play.
Other people play it and enjoy it, and more power to them.
But one, that upgrade sprue,
yep,
delightful. Most of that stuff is actually 30K compliant, right?
Yeah,
there's a fancy
shotguns.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff for your scouts. There's a bunch of cool heads. There's a bunch of Black Templar shoulder pads if you want a fancy Black Templar squad.
I will say I'm a little bit confused with the scout arms and upgrades.
Huh?
Are they specifically to upgrade, like, I guess the scout, Black Templar Primaris scout models, do they not come with shotguns originally?
Presumably not.
It's just weird to have parts of a multi-part in a separate upgrade kit for a specific thing, but
yeah, especially because they don't have any Black Templar stuff.
Yeah, like there's no basic Primaris scouts. So
yeah,
I'm a little confused at that, but maybe all will be revealed later on. I don't know.
Yeah, they've got a kick-ass sword.
I'm always a couple kick-ass swords in here.
The Executioner sword,
yep,
with the flat tip, because it ain't made for that. Right, put a little mercury in it to help your swing.
Steven was excited with the that beautiful shroud banner.
God, him and me too. And there's also a head holding a skull.
Yeah.
By the chain, like it's like a relic. There's a couple of those actually now.
A couple of hands, with relics, and
yeah,
Steven was getting real excited with his word bearers, and honestly, I don't blame him.
Yeah, there's some stuff that looks like, if you want a thigh bone or like a skeleton hand just like nailed to your armor, we've got bits for that now.
Yep. You add some stuff to your Night Lords, your word bearers. They got a little
There's
bit of
even
everything.
a Mark II helmet.
Yeah, the Crusader
helm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But no, the coolest thing about this, where did he go? Is there's a very hefty Space Marine.
The Castellan.
Yeah. Which, interestingly enough, is just the Castellan.
Yeah.
He's not described as a Primaris anybody?
Nope, not a Primaris Castellan, which apparently there is a Primaris Castellan model too, so.
Yeah. Which is a little weird for those of you that have been, living in the 40K space. If he is indeed a regular Space Marine, I think he's the first regular Space Marine they've made since Primaris Marines became a thing. And honestly, like go ahead. He's from the old artwork.
Yes.
Yep. An old, who was it? Blanche?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Blanche.
Yeah. Like the 3rd edition Black Templar Codex. It's a beautiful model. Dude with a combi flamer and a power axe, the old school type, with the cable that runs back to the backpack. Yeah. He's got a bunch of cables.
So many cables.
And there's nothing, shit ton of skulls as well. But he'd make a great chaplain for any 30K army under the sun.
I'd see a sweet ass warmonger would be pretty cool too.
Oh fuck yeah. Good warmonger, a praetor if you're feeling real froggy. Yeah, he's just a super, super cool model.
Because let's see, he's not wearing a Primaris backpack. He's not wearing Mark 10 armor.
He's certainly not in Mark 10. And everything is weird enough. Like he's got greaves, but there's also a lot of the studs on the knee, not the knees, like the upper thigh.
Yeah, I get a very big Mark 5 chest plate vibe from it.
Yeah, yeah.
The greaves are a little Mark 7-ish just because they're the flared, flat ones. Or no, it could be Mark 6.
Yeah, they could be Mark 6 greaves. And again, they're so ornate.
It's definitely artificer armor no matter what.
Yeah, like me personally, I throw, 40K power armor into my guys that are in artificer armor. Because, hey, man, yeah, of course, that's why it's better armor. Like, look at that. And this guy just takes that to the hilt.
Yeah, these shoulder pads are fucking nuts.
The skull shoulder pads that have a bunch of little skulls to make up the trim.
Like, I'm really curious to see if those are replaceable. Because while I do like them,
it looks like at least...
they're almost a little too much.
I would guess that the axe one might be. I don't know about the other one.
It's hard to say.
The axe one looks like a separate piece. But again, you never know.
And I have a feeling like if you did put regular shoulder pads on him, it'd look kind of silly because he is a wide boy.
Yeah, he's
like that chest, like that is a full-blown barrel chest.
Yeah, he's real cool. Yeah, and endless possibilities with him from a 30K perspective.
Yep.
And like, he's got just a weird helmet that wouldn't look out of place on a Tech Marine.
Tech Marine, Iron Warriors.
Yeah, good Iron Warriors helmet. And of course, that's going to be a separate bit. So if you really want to bring him into that heresy, just give him a Mark 2 or 3 helmet would probably look best.
Yeah, might have the green stuff up a little bit of a neck because I have a feeling that thing would just be kind of sunk back in there. But,
yeah, maybe.
It's hard to say. I really need to see this thing in person. I'm definitely going to pick this guy up.
Yeah, he's a beautiful model. Always on the lookout for new 30K minis.
And the way he's holding that axe is just nice and simple to do any weapon swap if you really wanted to.
Yep, not hard at all. It's got a nice little grip. You can slice it off right there and put whatever you want on there if an axe isn't your thing. I mean, I'm a Space Wolf player, so that's what he's going to have.
Yeah.
And, of course, can't go wrong with Combi Flamer. I know some people like fancier weapons on their boss men's, but again, you
don't get your boss man for shooting. You get your boss man for chopping.
Exactly.
But I'm pretty happy with this model. It's really neat. Very unique.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that backpack is easily swapped out too if you don't want all the extra stuff there.
Yeah. Oh, and I think for you as a Dark Angels fan, there might even be a couple of those shield transfers that would work for you.
Oh, you mean in the upgrade kit?
Yeah, in the upgrade kit, it comes with your traditional Black Templar upgrade transfer sheet.
Yeah.
But the bottom third of it is nothing but shield designs.
Yeah, that would be pretty handy.
Yeah, I'd say about half of them have that Templar cross somewhere on them, but a good amount don't.
And even then, on the table, you just see it as,
And there's a good, they're all that red, white, black of Dark Angels.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
And again, all sorts of different heads, too.
Good Monday.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about today. It's a little shorter than normal, but we can squeeze in. It's not our normal scheduled recording day, so.
Mm-hmm. We're doing what we can for the fans.
That's right. For the fans. And speaking of our fans, once again, I'd like to thank all our patrons who support us with our podcast. If you enjoy our program and would like to become a patron, go over to patreon.com/RR30K. And with that, we'd like to thank all of our patrons, starting with our Legion Praetors, Alex Self, Chaplanisar, Chris Mack, Jacob Dillon, Garnered at Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Mr. Baldwick, Nick Quenga, Sar Luther, and What's Ligma. Our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Angry Boy, Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, John Christensen, M. Tanzer, Gorkrow, Queen Corswain, and Scott LeMay. And our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe, Jay DeSales, Jay Grammaticus, Mr. Sear, Nick Gillen, and the Zoy. Oh, and what do I call myself? Once again, thank you all so much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. And if you like this program, you can find us over at Facebook, possibly, and Twitter at RR30K Podcast, Instagram, possibly, at RR30K. Be sure to go over to our website, rr30k.com, where you can find a list of all our programs, cool, neat rules for Horus Heresy and Battlefleet Gothic, including Battlefleet Heresy, Austin and Stevens' homebrew, stupid big set of books. where they just basically homebrewed all the Heresy stuff and utilized it for Battlefleet Gothic. Worth a shot. Check it out. They also have some episodes here for Lost Transmissions, which we got some coming down the line. Patrons, stand by. Should be getting them very soon. And I think that's everything I got. Got anything to plug, Austin?
No. Although I was going back through that upgrade sprue, and they have a sword that you can nail to the side of your tank.
Even better.
And a multi-melta for your tank. That's what that multi-melta is?
Yeah. Apparently the other tanks don't get multi-melts.
Something for everybody, I guess. But yeah, no, that's all I got.
All sorts of fun stuff. All right, well, with that, everyone, stay safe out there. Keep those dice rolling, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.